due to some recent events, Dale and I were talking, and we thought it might be a good idea to put together a list of Canadian mountain bike brands that, my fellow Canadians can help support, or people around the world if they want to support Canadian brands. We're hoping to have a pretty good list here. Mostly put together by Dale. I contributed very little to it. But yeah, basically we've got this list here, and let's go through a bunch of Canadian brands that we think are awesome and you guys could support. Okay, we'll start with the obvious ones, the ones that you'll know from me from the channel because they support the channel. Brands like Noli, they're just right down the street here in, I guess, Burnaby, British Columbia. And they make awesome bikes, so there I am. And you've got the Chilcotin, you've got the Warden, you've got the Cash for, where's the Cash? 700C bikes, you got the Cash Titanium. They make a ton of awesome bikes. They're a small brand, but they make extremely good bikes. Aluminum, titanium bikes, and obviously highly recommended. And especially if you're riding anything like Canada or you want to do any riding like you see in my videos, definitely go check them out. Next, of course, we've got Noble Wheels. They're actually over on Vancouver Island in Cumberland. They used to be over in Chilliwack, just kind of southwest of Vancouver, but they're over on the island now. And again, a brand, if you've watched the channel, you're probably really familiar with already, but basically they make really awesome carbon wheels. And of course, brands like Ride Wrap. I've been using Ride Wrap for a long time. If you're not familiar, it's a wrap you put on your bike. It's custom made for every bike model and size. You could do a gloss or a clear, and basically it's a protective coating. It keeps your bike looking brand new, and it works very well. It has saved my bike from some horrendous scratches and some pretty bad damage. Ride Wrap up in Whistler, I believe. Dale actually put all of the locations for these brands in the Google Doc, and the Google Doc isn't done exactly just yet, but Dale told me it'll be done super soon, and then I'll put it linked down in the description with all the links to the website so you can see the brand, where they are, and a link to their website if you want to go check them out. Now, of course, who could forget NF, another brand that's been helping out the channel. Let's go over here. What are they best known for? Probably their pants. They make just amazing pants. I wear them very often. My girlfriend makes fun of me for how often I just wear biking pants around. They also do really amazing jerseys, and they'll do like short runs of really cool designs. So yeah, go check out NF. They're a local Vancouver brand, and they make awesome stuff. And I also believe NF is also manufactured here in Vancouver as well. So they're doing all the design, the testing, manufacturing all here in Vancouver, British Columbia. And so, it's good stuff. Go check them out. All right, now that we went through the brands that support the channel, let's just go through brands that are Canadian. So obviously you got your Da Vinci bikes, Made Cool bikes, for as long as I can remember. Down in Quebec, I think Dale has them. Yep. Chicoutimi? Quebec? Oh yeah, made in Canada. Oh yeah, the chainsaw free ride. Yeah, it says made in Canada. So yeah, not just designed and tested, also made in Canada. So very cool. Chromag, a very cool brand as well, up in Whistler. I see a lot of their dirt jump bikes, but probably people are familiar with their handlebars and stem and components. They make a ton of stuff because they make hardtails, obviously really well known for the hardtails. Some of them also manufactured in Whistler, I believe. They also have full suspension bikes now. Let's see. Is that a titanium, a Darko Thai? I'm assuming that's titanium. Titanium full suspension bike. That's cool. That's a cool bike. So another Canadian brand up in Whistler, Chromag. You guys probably know it, but if you didn't know, they were Canadian and they're up in Whistler, so you can check them out. But one you might not know, there we go, is Archibald. They are also, I want to say Vancouver, Dale. New Westminster specifically, they are, so New West is in the Greater Vancouver, the Metro Vancouver area, and basically attached to Vancouver. And yeah, they make a very cool high pivot, yes, pinion gearbox bike, and it's very cool. I'd like to try one day, and definitely something different. An aluminum bike, pinion, definitely would be awesome for riding around here. So it would be very cool to try one out. Dale got a chance to try one, and he seemed to really like it. And Dale, obviously, he's tough on bikes. He asks a lot, so if he's saying it's pretty awesome, it probably is. And yeah, that's a cool brand, cool. Manufactured, I believe, possibly made in Canada. Yeah, Dale's got it as made in Canada, so yeah, manufactured here in Canada. Going over to Kamloops, we also have the We Are One wheels. Another great carbon wheel company, manufactured in Kamloops, British Columbia, just 4 hours east of me. And yeah, they make some great wheels, and they support a lot of the riders around here in Vancouver. And as you can imagine, those guys aren't easy on their wheels. And yeah, so go check them out. Another great Canadian carbon wheel brand. Project 321 is another cool brand that's been on my radar. Noble actually picked them up, so you can get your Noble wheels with Project 321 hubs now. They do some cool hubs, and they're also manufactured here in Canada, in Mississauga, Ontario. And yeah, so they make some really cool hubs. Yeah, so they got a whole bunch of stuff outlined here about all the design that they do. 288 points of engagement, 72 drive, 72 tooth drive ring, oversized teeth. Yeah, sounds awesome. Go check them out. Oh, North Shore Billet. Yep, another one in Whistler. Yep. In Whistler, making a lot of cool stuff. Especially, I see their crank sets kind of kicking around now. Yeah, they're making cool machined crank sets. They've got lots of different sizes: 155 mil, 160 mil, 170 mil. They also make some other cool stuff. Oh yeah, they make hangers, really good hangers. I remember when I broke my hanger, and I broke that little nubbin part on the fork that holds the front brake hose. I lost it for my Zeb, and the only place I could find one was North Shore Billet, because they make them, and it's just like a nicer version. Yeah, they're basically gonna make nice versions of components up there in Whistler. Very cool. Definitely worth checking out. You've got Vorsprung, which they do a lot of tuning. They also do like a custom. A lot of people have done like this smash pot coil system where you bring in a fork, say like the Fox 36, I think they have here, and they do like this custom coil conversion. From what I've seen from the Vorsprung guys, they do some content about basically the engineering and the science behind a lot of suspension, a lot of the tuning, how they do the damping. Very cool stuff. They definitely seem to know their stuff. If you want to have the best feeling suspension, I've tried it on a few friends' bikes. It feels really good. Yeah, go check them out. Also up in Whistler. Then we have, the Anomaly Construction Switchgrade. They're actually sending me one of these to try out for my next bike. They saw that I was hurt, and they're like, oh, well, you should try the Switchgrade on your saddle, because what it does is it adjusts the angle of your saddle. So, you know what? Some of the climbs here, in Vancouver especially, are super steep grinds, and if your saddle is always kind of at, the angle it's supposed to be, you're tilted up and the saddle's really pushing up against you, you're in a weird position, you're hunched over. So the Anomaly allows you to kind of click it down and adjust the angle of your saddle, and so you can just be way more comfortable on the climbs and yeah, in a better position, which I actually think, yeah, it's going to be really awesome for me right now as I'm coming back into riding from an injury, especially a back injury. So yeah, here, manufactured here too, it says, here in Richmond, British Columbia. So very cool. Very excited to try it. You'll hear more about it on the channel. But yeah, go check them out. Here's one I hadn't heard of that Dale found. Pinner Machine Shop. I'm guessing a very similar, oh yeah, very similar kind of idea to North Shore Billet, just making very nice components, bolts, stem caps. Oh, brake bleed cup, a metal one. That's very nice. Yeah, basically just very awesome. Tools, suspension. What else they got here? Products. Bicycle parts. Yeah, just axles. Probably just high quality components, like sub components. What would you call that? Bolts and whatnot for your bike. Go check them out. Also here in Pemberton. Outlier, another one I hadn't heard of that Dale found. Oh, I have heard of these. Ryan from the Lone Ranger just tried these pedals and really liked them. And he made a lot of good points about why they're good. And it made a lot of sense to me. And I'd actually really like to try them. Yeah, they look crazy. They've got no middle part here in the pedal. And they're dropped down lower, sort of below the axle of the pedal, to keep your foot in sort of a pendulum, stable part of the pedal. Very interesting idea. Totally sounds like it would work, the way they say it does. I would, this is something I want to try out, and yeah, I think you guys should go check them out as well. So Outlier MTB, manufactured in Calgary, Alberta. Lyle Bikes, another one. Dale has found a lot of brands that I hadn't. Okay, I have heard about this brand as well. I've seen the Nucleon, very cool bike. Another bike I'd really like to try. Yeah, derailleurs are super annoying, and if there's one thing that I wish the bike industry would get rid of, it's derailleurs. I don't know how they're going to do it, but if someone can get rid of the derailleur, that would be great. So yeah, another bike manufactured here in Canada, in Shelt, BC, Seashelt, BC. Very cool. Go check them out. The Half Clip, also heard of these guys. A very cool brand doing something kind of different. This is basically a clip for your helmet for when you're climbing up, very safe, very slow roads. You take your full face helmet off, and you just hook it up to the front of the, there we go, kind of the front of the bike like that, or your knee pads or whatever it might be. Basically a way to carry stuff on your bike in a very, kind of hidden, subtle way, without having like bags and whatnot. Basically, sneaky little way to strap stuff to your bike, and very cool, and made here in British Columbia. Go check them out. I'm going to say that for every single brand. Go check them all out. Okay, we have accessories now. Full-on lighting. This is another one new to me. But yeah, another good lighting company it looks like. And yeah, we have a lot of darkness here in North America, so lights are a necessity if you want to ride year-round. So yeah. They are full-on lighting. Oh yeah, Coast Optics. I have heard of them as well. I think that's Joanne right there. Yeah, another cool glasses and goggles brand. Definitely some good-looking glasses and goggles. I have heard of them. I have seen them, and I'd actually like to try them out eventually here. Very cool. I think, where did they say they were? Whistler, BC. It has got under the Made in Canada, so. Oh yeah, ProBike 3D. People ask a lot how I'm mounting my camera to my full face. This is exactly how. ProBike 3D, he makes a ton of really awesome mounts for helmets and whatnot, all 3D printed, all made here in British Columbia. Yeah, basically the best way to mount your camera and whatnot. to your helmet. And he's got all those helmets. He maps them all out and does all that stuff, and they fit perfectly. It works. It's nice. It just fits and it works. Oh yeah, Fresh Paints of Whistler. Fresh Paints of Whistler. Another very cool brand. They've done some very cool stuff. I wonder if they have the Chilcotin, the Star Wars Chilcotin. It is sick. I've seen lots of the helmets they've done. Oh, they don't have this. I mean, okay, all these are sick, but the Star Wars Chilcotin was awesome. But let's take a look at a bright one here. This is Reese Wallace's giant Glory, right? Glory, painted like his airplane, all custom painted, and I believe it's still covered under warranty, if I remember right. But yeah, done there in Whistler. Very cool way to make a custom bike, make it your own. Go check them out. Mountain Metalworks, another brand I hadn't heard of that Dale found. Maybe I have heard of them. Okay, yeah, making trail building tools. You got a trail hoe, you got the rough rake, you got a rake, made here in British Columbia again, right? Maple Ridge. Yeah. Obviously, trail building, huge part of mountain biking. And yeah, you need tools to build trails. And if you're buying some tools, you can buy tools that are made by riders, for riders here in British Columbia. Acta, another apparel brand. Dale knows so much. He knows every single brand in existence. Looks like, yeah, another very cool brand doing jerseys, doing shorts, hats and whatnot. Looks like some awesome stuff. They are here in Vancouver as well. Maybe I have heard of them. They might be newer. I'm not sure. Yeah, looks like some awesome stuff. Yeah, if you're looking for pants, jerseys, whatnot, and you want to support a Canadian brand, Acta. Go check them out. Hopefully I'm saying that right. A-K-T-A. There's probably a lot of apparel companies that we're not super familiar with, but there's probably a lot of Canadian brands out there. So yeah, if we've missed anything, let us know. Put down in the comments, and so we can add it to the Google Doc of Canadian brands. So we have Tree. Well, it's all in French. So I'm gonna guess this is out of Quebec. So let's say that's me. Let's see. Chemise. Oh yeah, very nice stuff. Very cool. I like that. That's cool. They got a nice button up. Yeah, basically looks like some nice apparel, both for riding. Some nice winter stuff. It's always tricky to find, apparel that's sort of the right balance of warm but breathable enough, or just warm enough for riding in the winters here in Canada. And yeah, this stuff looks really awesome. And they are in Quebec, yeah, as I guessed. Holy moly, this list is massive. Maybe we won't go through the whole list, but we'll see. We'll keep going. Let's go through some bike brands, actual bicycle frames. Of course, Forbidden bikes, cool high pivot bikes out there in Forbidden, is it Forbidden Valley still technically? I guess Cumberland. Yeah, Cumberland over on Vancouver Island. Yeah, very cool bikes. You've probably heard of them because, yeah, there's a lot of hype around them for good reason. Norco, obviously, you guys must have heard of Norco. Over in Port Coquitlam, just east of Vancouver, obviously make lots of very cool bikes and moving a lot into the high pivot space now. So, yeah, a lot of bikes, a lot of good deals too. A lot of good deals from Norco right now. So, yeah, if you need a new bike, go check them out. Rocky Mountain, also, obviously having a little bit of trouble right now, but yeah, they make some awesome bikes. I was a big fan of the Slayer when I had a chance to try it. They make some really awesome e-bikes, like e-mountain bikes. They obviously do the BC. They support and put on, now I can't remember the exact details, but they're involved heavily with the BC bike race. And I think now the Megavolt they're doing as like a e-bike race, kind of similar idea-ish to the BC bike race, I think. Big multi-day race events. Lots of very cool stuff. They own bikes.com, so Rocky's been around since the very beginning. And yeah, real bike brand, that's for sure. Okay, we've got Bowhead Corp. This is one that Dale must have found. Yeah, they're manufacturing adaptive bikes, which look sick. I think I've seen a few videos kicking around of people shredding these things. You've probably seen videos of people taking them up on the lifts and whatnot. Very cool, allowing people that need adaptive bikes to get out there and still, basically mountain bike. Very cool. Go check them out. Spawn Bikes. I have heard of these guys as well, making like kids sick bikes, dirt jump bikes, trail bikes for kids. This is the kind of bike that I would have loved to have when I was growing up. And very sick, very cool. And if you need a very sick bike for your kid, they will definitely be stoked on that. RSD Bikes out of Toronto. A brand I'm not super familiar with, but I think actually maybe I've heard of their hardtails. Titanium hardtail, looks sick. Over in Toronto, the small is a Yoda. Oh, they're all Star Wars character, I see now. Looks like a very sick bike. Titanium hardtail, looks awesome, probably rides awesome. RSD Bikes. Banshee I have heard of. I have wanted to try, is it the Rune Titan? What is it? I think the Titan is the one I wanted to try. 155 mil, yeah. Kind of their all-mountain enduro bike. Yeah, another very cool aluminum bike manufacturer. Very cool brand. Makes some very tough bikes. And designed and tested here in Canada, so they're going to be up for pretty much anything. Structure Cycle Works, that was another one that I had tried a long time ago. Yeah, they make a very wonky looking bike, and honestly it rides quite nicely. You might have also seen Seth from Burn Peak try it out. Very cool take. It's cool to see someone trying something new, even though it looks kind of crazy, it's nice to see people take some risks. It's nice to have some crazy ones out there. And this isn't that crazy, but it's a little crazy. But it rides nice. That's right. I tried it out. Brody, another one. I have heard of them. It's been a while. How do I enter and explore? Find a bike. Yeah, it looks like they're doing a lot of road and gravel. A brand that I've heard about. They are down. Oh, they're here in Burnaby. Make a lot of cool, commuter bikes and whatnot. If you're commuting and whatnot, check them out. Panorama Cycles out of Quebec, doing fat bikes and Adventure MTB. Oh yeah, okay, doing gravel bikes. A hardtail. Yeah, some cool bikes out of Quebec. That was Panorama Cycles. All right, this video is going to be 10 hours long, I think, if we go through all of them. So what I'm going to do is maybe just power through some of the names here, and you can go check out the list, and the list will have links to all the brands. And if you guys are looking for anything from bikes to components to accessories, tons of stuff here from Canadian brands. So go check them out. Brody, where were we? Panorama Cycles, Moose Cycles, down in Cowansville, Quebec. Spheric, I'm going to guess. Quebec City. Tons of more brands. The Rise, I've heard. Dale found a ton of brands that I'm not familiar with. Now, components, One Up, Race Face. We went through Noble Wheels, 9.8. Tidal over in Kelowna, started by Brett Reeder. Loam Lab actually makes some cool stuff like the, I think these guards, yeah, the counterpunch. It's this little hook that goes on the end of your bar, and I know it looks like, okay, you're going to catch that on whatever, but it does protect your hands very well. And the only reason I hadn't run them on my bike is because it does impede no-handers, as you can imagine. But yeah, if you're not doing no-handers and stuff, yeah, it works really well to protect your hands from basically punching trees. Very cool, and a very like unique component as far as I know. It's also very tiny. It's just this little nubbin, but it works. Accessories, Rod Wrap, Godfather's Garage, Wade Simmons lubricants, and they're doing a bike wash now too. They're doing lubricant, lubricant, bike wash, and grease. Obviously from The Godfather. They are here in North Vancouver, so another very cool one. Oh yeah, Whistler Performance Lubes, also great brand out of Whistler. Tybolt, clothing, a ton of clothing. Dale has just a mountain of clothing brands, and yeah, it would take us forever to go through them. So I think we're going to end the video there. We went through a ton of brands. We could keep going, but this video is already so long. So yeah, we're going to try to keep the list updated. If we missed anything, leave it down in the comments and we'll add it. Basically, yeah, if you want to support Canadian brands, they're listed down there, and that'll be it for today's video. We've got some more bike, actual bike content about my bikes, and hopefully getting into some riding soon here. And thanks for checking out all these Canadian brands. And thanks to all these Canadian brands for making cool stuff. So that's it. All right, let's end the video. Thanks for watching.